Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your November 2025 reading. I hope this reading finds you well. So I've got these letting go cards. I'm going to pull one at the end of your reading just as an additional letting go message. So we'll pop that away. Thank you Spirit for being here. So as usual, Sagittarius, we're going to, I do apologise if I called you Scorpio. I just had Scorpio pop into my head then, so I do apologise if I said that. If not, this is definitely a reading for Sagittarius. So as usual, Sagittarius, we're just going to allow the cards to fall as they need to. Okay, we've got a few here, Spirit says. And just allow the messages that need to come through to come through. I do apologise for my voice. Oh gosh. You sure, Spirit? That's a lot of cards. I do apologise for my voice. We're in the spring here in Australia and I get terrible hay fever. So I do apologise if I'm a little bit croaky. Two for you. I'm feeling well and just, yeah, the hay fever's just really bad at the moment. Grow and seer. Interesting. What have we got here? I'll just pop them all down and... Okay. a lot of swords for you, Sagittarius. Got a lot on your mind. A lot on your mind. Okay, Spirit. Just wait for these messages to come through, and as I do, let's... Okay, so I was going to override this feeling that was coming through, and I was going to go through and talk about the different cards, and Spirit stopped me and said, no. There's this energy that has just come over me, and it's an energy that I get when I'm either overthinking things or I'm deep in contemplation. There's a sense here, Sagittarius, that, oh, that's just the little cat that I'm house sitting. He loves to be on the table, so he may jump up. I might make a little, I'm just going to pause and make a bit of room for him, because if not, I think he's just going to mess everything up. Just one moment. I had just enough time to clear a little spot for him. Okay, thank you. You beautiful boy. He's the one with the little bell. Yes, you're a good boy. You're going to say hello to everybody. Sorry, Sagittarius, but there must be a reason why he's here for you. Okay, are you going to let me? You're going to let me work? That's him. Okay. Am I going to make you move? No, Spirit's saying work with it. Sagittarius, all interruptions, noises, things like this beautiful Toby coming into the picture, I take them all as messages. And there's a sense here that life is not going to be orderly. And for those of you who know me, you know that I like my cards to be just so nicely aligned, and I like you to be able to look at them all. I like to be able to look at them all, because for me, when I read the cards, they tell stories and I link them together, and I like how sometimes they put what is difficult to explain into images that we can then hold with us. Now, there's a sense here with Toby here in our reading that your month is going to be a messy one. And there's going to be things like this beautiful boy that come in and disrupt it. Now, this is a beautiful disruption, but it's still a disruption. But there is something that is going to be quite, and I keep using the word beautiful, quite, because he's such a beautiful, beautiful cat. He's sweet-natured, a little bit cheeky, a little bit naughty, but then will look at you with the most beautiful, gentle face as if, oh, you can't be mad at me. Look how cute I am. And I feel, Sagittarius, that that's going to be your month of November. There's going to be these things that you think, ugh. There's going to be these ways that you're going to feel that you think, I don't want to feel that way. Or you might be saying, I shouldn't be feeling this way. And it's very interesting to see the cards that he's hidden. I've made, on this side of the desk, I've made so much room, thinking he will sit over there. Of course, he's not going to sit over there. And he's not even sitting on the side where there's all the room. But I am very drawn to the way that he has hidden all this side of the reading. Oh, look, he's just exposed the page, which is beautiful. And he's left us with this. So let's start with what we can see. Because there's a sense here, so many swords in your reading. And I'm sorry I haven't been able to show them to you all, but I do believe in going with what is. And I hope you will too, Sagittarius. I hope you won't find this just to be like, oh, this is silly, and switch off, because there's quite a message here for you. As we saw, there are so many swords in your reading. And the swords is your mind. And the way the swords is coming through here is a lot of thoughts, a lot of thinking, a lot of contemplating. But with Toby here, what's come in as well is a perspective. Suddenly we can only see so many cards, and this has changed the reading. So there is a sense here of perspective. There is a sense here of, do you see this interruption as beautiful and a guide? You know, beautiful and okay, this is all I need to look at the moment. Because our distractions do change our perspectives. Suddenly, this reading is different because he is here. And I feel, Sagittarius, if you allow the distractions to be what they are, they're not terrible distractions. Like, it's not like I spilt my coffee over all the cards and that's what was the distraction. This is a beautiful distraction. This is a beautiful energy that has come in and has asked us, okay, this is what you're looking at. This is where you're going. And so we're going to start with the King and Queen. Yes. And there's a sense here of this, the King and Queen, every card can have a detrimental aspect and then a positive aspect. And the King and Queen in your reading, I'm viewing them as a positive aspect. I'm viewing them in the sense of the King puts his ideas out into the world, so there's a sense of doing with the King of Swords. And the Queen is receptive and she receives those ideas that want to come in. So then you can put them out in the world. Oh, excuse me, Sagittarius. Now, very interestingly enough, the king has come before the queen. And I feel that this is where there's interesting energy and why you possibly have so many swords in your reading. Because the idea here is not to overthink it. There's almost a sense of do your life, be you, and the ideas will come. So how do we do that? What does that even mean? This can be journaling. This is not thought process that goes around and around and around and around. That's this energy. Okay? Three of Swords is disappointment and sadness in your reading. Although I'm seeing that energy, I'm seeing more. All your thoughts are breaking your heart. That's how I'm seeing this Three of Swords. And I'm not sure that I've ever really seen it that way. And this is the Five of Pentacles. This is the going around and around and around. Okay, because the Five of Pentacles to me is always these people circling the church. So they're going around the church and they never go in. They never change their perspective because they don't see it as an option. And I feel like you've got these thoughts that at the moment you don't see all your options. So there's a sense here of just do your day to day. Okay, for some of us that means getting up and going to work, looking after your family, looking after your pets. Whatever it is that you do, you may have started something. You might have started writing or journaling. You might have started a meditation practice. You might have started exercise or something that you've started, because I feel like there's this sense that you have started something. We can see this page here. It's continue with that. Do your day to day and the inspiration will arrive. Okay, it's not this way for you, Sagittarius. It's not the inspiration has come in and now you know what to do. It's start doing. And that's not saying just start anything just for the sake of starting anything. With this king, I'm getting your day to day. Just do what you're doing. And the inspiration will come. Now, I can't remember what the other cards are. We can just pull this one out. Oh yeah, Ten of Swords. I don't feel that there was any really busy energy, but we'll go in and have a look. But there's a sense here of there's no rush. But sometimes what happens is when we get caught up in our minds, in order to find solutions, in order to find, okay, what am I going to do? What should I be doing? Because I feel, Sagittarius, I feel you can feel this energy of the Queen. I feel like you can, your little spidery senses are going, something's going to be coming in. But when, what, when? And there's a sense here of, it's almost like when you stop thinking about it, that's when it will come in. Because we've got this page. And there's something that has started. Actually, thank you, Spirit, because Spirit sort of made me pull out this card. You know, so we're seeing both of these. And there's a sense here that something has ended. Could have been dramatic, might not have been, but this is complete ending. It's whatever this was, it's not going to be revived. And that there's a finality that I'm getting of that. And you know that this has ended because there's something coming. Yes. You know that. Look at him. He's saying, you're okay, Sagittarius. Keep going. You know this. I'm actually wondering if there's a few of you that might actually be cat people, because he's very adamant to stay, isn't he? And to show himself. And there's this very gentle, sweet energy about him. And I think your month of November can have this energy if you can allow it. Because what's going to happen, Sagittarius, is you know this. You know this ended, and a lot of you might be happy, you might not be, but you know it came to an end because something new's coming in. But what happens is sometimes when things end, we become afraid. And even if we don't want to be afraid, sometimes the fear just kicks in anyway. Fear of lack. A fear of, I'm not sure that that was a good thing that happened. And there's the doubts that creep in, even though you know this Queen of Sword energy, you know without knowing, Sagittarius. Okay, so that's the difficult knowing, because that requires trust. But you know that you're on the very edge of something, a beginning. And the interesting thing with this beginning, and the reason why I love that this Page of Cups is here in your reading, Sagittarius, is because it's surprising. This Page of Cups has taken the Ace of Cups and has gone, yes, thank you, universe, I accept. But then a fish pops out of it and you're like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. And I think you know that as well. You know that there's unknowing ahead of you. You know that. That's why this energy kicks in. But you also know that it's going to be interesting. The other side of interesting is, okay, it's going to be interesting, but good interesting or bad interesting? You know, it's going to challenge you, not what's coming necessarily, but the fact that it's coming, which means it's not here yet. You don't know exactly what this means except for change. And that's why with this King and Queen of Swords, the King comes first. It's do you, be you, and the information you seek will arrive. But there's a sense of, for the month of November, don't stop. Don't hide yourself away. And some of you may want to. There might be some processing that you're doing that makes you want to hide away and lick your wounds. This might have been quite painful. Or you may have made this happen and now you're, oh, I don't know if I did the right thing. Remember, this energy is very sure. The pages are not. But the beauty with the energy of the page is the page knows that it doesn't know, and a page is okay with that. A page doesn't need to know all the steps. It knows that as it moves through life, it will eventually get to the king, regardless of what it does. It understands that there's a natural progression, there's a natural flow to life. You will not be the page forever. You can't be. It's like saying, I am going to be a child for the rest of my life. You might stay childlike, but you cannot be a child. You grow, you become an adult, your body changes, you change. And the page knows that. The page knows that just in the natural order of the world, no matter what you choose, don't choose, what you do or don't do, you will eventually get to the king. That's the life cycle. That's the cycle of a journey. And there's a sense here, Sagittarius, hold on to the analogy of the page, the energy of the page as you go through this King and Queen of Swords, because this makes your thought process so far removed from this. There's hope and wonderment and curiosity and interest. And I don't know, but I'm going to try. I don't know, but what's the worst thing that can happen? I fail. Then it wasn't meant for me. The pages know that even when they fail, they learn. Even when they fail, they win. Failure is just a course correction. And Spirit is being very insistent that I say, there's no failure in this reading. There's a failure in your thought process of what might be. But in this reading, there's no failure. There's just change. I'm going to see if I can fish out the cards. Can I get my little cards out, darling? Trying to get the cards out without pulling on his fur. Thank you, darling. But see, he's such a beautiful nature. And do you want to come over here a bit? Thank you. Such a beautiful nature. And this is what the interruptions are going to be. See, I disrupted him, but there was no meowing. There was no scratching or biting. And I feel that that's how your month's going to go, Sagittarius. Your month is going to be, yes, this is messy. I like my cards to be all nice and neat, and now they're not. But this is a beautiful energy that has come in and distracted and caused this chaos. But is it bad? And I think that, you know, sometimes we can feel that it is because, well, I wanted my cards all neatly laid out. I did not need this interruption. And if I wasn't so connected to Spirit, I would say, well, now my reading's all over the place because I don't have my cards all laid out. But, you know, that's a little bit, if I thought like that, that would be very presumptuous of me, because it would be very much like, well, do I really honestly know what's best for me? Because in our humanness, we don't know everything. We could keep ourselves small when Spirit wants us to be big, wants us, you know, we can stay in this energy inadvertently. It's not saying that we like to be here or we want to be here. This is our humanness. But sometimes we're here in this energy when Spirit wants us to embrace this energy is productive. This energy is the flow of the tide coming in and coming out. You do in the world, the tide going out, and then you take a breath and allow the tide to come back in and see what it brings you. And I feel for you, Sagittarius, I feel it's the ideas and the inspiration. There's something here about, sorry, just bear with me just one moment. I'm just going to, it's just gotten really cloudy all of a sudden. I just feel like it's very dark. There we go. See if that's better. This is, you know, inspiration coming in. This energy will make you feel good. This energy is a follow on from this, if you so choose, okay? Because it can be like this. Okay, you had the ending, there's a beginning coming in, but you can't quite see what it is yet. And then you've got this energy of just do, and the ideas will come. Or you can have this energy, the ending, a new thing. Oh my God, I'm not ready, I'm freaking out. The choice is yours. So more swords. So interestingly enough, you know, your spidery senses, you sense that there's a new beginning here for you, Sagittarius, but you can't see it. The moon is here. And I love this moon card, because this moon card doesn't even have a pathway. I always thought it did, but it's actually, these are branches. They're not, I actually thought, oh, that's the path there, but it's not. They're just branches. So there's no path for this lobster to walk down. You cannot even see your path yet, because there isn't a path, Sagittarius. And there isn't a path because you haven't walked it yet. Because this path that you are walking is yours and yours alone. So it's not already a designated track that you're just going to follow. You are forging your own path. So you can only see your path once you have started to walk it. You turn around and you can see the steps you have made. You cannot see the steps in front of you because there's no path. You are making the path as you walk it. And when we get to that journey, there's a lot of trust that comes in, but there's a lot of alignment. And I think that's why we've got the King and the Queen. These are counterparts of swords. Sometimes, you know, it can say that there's a relationship coming in, like a romantic relationship. I don't see that in your reading, though it is a general reading, Sagittarius, so take it as it resonates. But this is very much, thank you, Toby, darling. This is very much you in alignment, in the doing and the being, in your masculine and your feminine, regardless of whether you're a female or a male. So this path, when we walk our pathless path, it is so scary because there isn't an already trodden path. We're not following anybody or anything. But it is like the path of all paths. These journeys are the ones that are life-changing, but they bring up fears. And the Eight of Swords here is, you know, sometimes I see her in, this is you blocking yourself. But I'm not seeing that at all in your reading today, Sagittarius. This is at what point you cannot see what's ahead of you. And this is the these are kind of like the dual energies, if you like. A major arcana, the moon, and the minor arcana, the Eight of Swords. To me, they're the same version almost of the energies of these cards. Just this is spirit co-creating with you, and this is you co-creating with spirit. And there's a sense here that the universe is telling you, Sagittarius, that you cannot see, not because of your doing, though in this energy it can make this feel even worse. Because in your fear of going round and round in circles, you may stop altogether. And remember, we've got the King and then the Queen. So the King is first. So there is still doing in your day-to-day that needs to be done. But this is the energy that you will be in. And the more comfortable the Page you can be in this energy, the easier it will be. And very interestingly enough, your Swords is your mind, your Cups is your emotions, and the moon rules the emotions. So there's a sense here of listen to your emotions. They'll guide you as into what you're thinking, how you're feeling. But know that they're valid in the sense that you're in the darkness about your future. You can't see it. But you will not always stay in this energy. And that's what's coming through with the King and Queen of Swords. Remember, these were your first two cards out. Just keep doing your day-to-day. The change that needed to change has already happened. And Sagittarius, if it hasn't, it's going to happen right at the beginning of the month. Or maybe for some of you, would be a very few of you, I believe, maybe you're blocking it from happening and that's why this energy's here. Maybe this needs to happen. But for the majority of you, I feel that this has happened. But embrace this energy. Be, and the information you need will come. But don't stop. Don't be tempted to hide away. The kings are in the world because they're of service. And it doesn't mean that you're going to necessarily be of service. And actually, the Spirit's saying to me, you won't be really in any particular way because you're at the very beginning of your journey. This is more continue with what you were doing. Still embracing this change. But whatever you have started, whatever new thing, and like I mentioned a few things earlier, it can be meditation practice, it can be journaling, it can be writing, it can be a craft or a health thing, whatever it is. I mean, it's such a general reading that it could be really anything, but there's something new you've recently started or something you have been wanting to start, but until this ended you couldn't. Do that, and this inspiration will follow. Okay, so then now we've got the Oracle card Grow, and it says, you have learned from what has been and are wiser, more prepared, and more capable than ever before. Trust yourself and the path before you. And the affirmation is, I reach for my dreams and grow my soul. These oracles have just been, for all the signs, have just been like, oh wow, that's the perfect thing for this reading. There's been past journeys, and yes, you're at the very beginning of something and you don't know all the answers, but it doesn't mean that you're a newborn baby in this. You're not at all. You've got all your past journeys to call your wisdom forward with. And the path before you, just trust yourself, because there is a path before you, but you cannot see it. And you'll only see it as you begin it. Because this path it's not been walked before. This is your path. And only the version of you that you are now can walk this path. And we've got seer. For every trouble, there are many solutions. An answer, insight, or revelation shall become clear to you. And the affirmation is, my peaceful heart creates a mind of clarity. Thank you, Spirit. That's all I can say. And everything will be revealed to you. And maybe not in your timing, though I think the way you embrace this energy will have a big effect on how the month of November goes for you. But clarity is definitely coming. You will receive all the answers, all the information you need. So let's pull one of these letting go cards. I feel like with Toby here beside me, even though he was an interruption, I feel like there's going to be this energy or people around you that support you. This is a very calming, supportive energy. And I feel like that's yours to tap into. That's yours to have if you so want it. And don't be put off by little nuisances. Oh, this one as well. Okay, Spirit. Oh, you've got 3. So many messages for you, Sagittarius, this month. So this card says, don't push or grasp for what you want. Let life come to you and flow through you. Oh, wow. That's what we've been talking about. That's this energy. Just do in your day to day and life will come to you. There's no need to push or fight or struggle. Definitely no struggle in the month of November for you. And this card says, I don't know, is that focusing? Let go of the old tales and write your own adventure story. That's so true. This is this moon card. You are forging a new path. You're writing a new story. And I think last month, if I remember correctly, Sagittarius, you had you're writing a whole new book. Here it is. And I wouldn't be surprised. And if I could so recommend, if you haven't started a journaling practice or just writing down your thoughts or your dreams or just inspiration, there is something here about writing. And finally, you've got let go of the idea that you need to have anything other than happiness in your life. That's this page. There's this sense here of there really isn't anything that you need. There isn't anything that you should be struggling or pushing with or working on even. There's just this energy of this king that is just like you do you, and all the inspiration and insights you need will just naturally flow to you. Oh, Sagittarius, big reading. I'm going to leave it there. Take very good care of yourself. Sending you much love and light. Have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.